Hello and welcome to the Bridge Life. My name is Richa, and today we are going to look at a very specific aspect of para-athletics classifications, the one with athletes with vision impairments. You may have seen athletes running with a mask, a guide, or in some cases, even without anything at the Paralympics. These are athletes with eyesight problems. Rakshitha Raju and Simran Sharma are true para track athletes we have seen from India to have participated along with guide runners helping their way through to the finish line. Rahul Balakrishnan and Abhay Singh were given the roles to usher Rakshita and Simran towards the finish line. Starting to work with Rahul was a critical moment in Rakshita's career. Rahul Balakrishnan is not only the guide runner on track for Rakshita, but also her guide, coach, and trainer of it. On the other hand, Simran's guide, Abhay, is a sprinter himself and is the current holder of the under 18 national record in the 200-meter dash. But why do these para athletes need guide in the first place? The International Paralympics Committee allows guide runners for para athletes with partial or complete visual impairment to run step by step alongside these para sprinters and help them reach from the start to the finish line, avoiding any potential obstacle and understanding how far they have left to the finish line. The guide and runners are connected by a tether as a manner of guidance. The wrist or fingers of the two are connected by a tether, which helps the runner stay aligned on the lane. The tethers must meet the requirements defined by the WPA rules and regulations. Some important rules and regulations are the tether must be non elastic, it must only be attached to the hand or the arm, and it must be attached from the start of the race till the end of the race. Other rules and regulations include the athlete should be dictating the running style and cadence and not the guide runner. The guide runner is only not permitted to push, pull, or slingshot the athlete forward. And most importantly, the guide runner must not cross the finishing line ahead of the athlete in question. The track para-athlete categories vary from T11 to T13. T11, 12, and 13 are meant for the athletes that have varying level of visual impairment. The T11 category, the first one, is where the impairment is the highest. Here, the para athletes will have no light perception. Such athletes need to wear eye masks to ensure fair competition. Guide runner is mandatory in this category. India's Rakshita Raju had competed with the help of Rahul Balakrishnan in the women's 1500-meter T11 event, where she was seen wearing an eye mask as well. The T12 category, where the visual field is of 10-degree diameter, and T13 category, where the visual field is less than 40 degrees of diameter, are categories meant for para athletes with relatively better vision than the T11 category. As far as the guide runners are concerned, athletes in the T12 category have the choice to compete with or without a guide runner. This is exactly what we saw in the semi final of the women's 200-meter T12 category yesterday, where India's Simran was running along with her guide Abhay Singh, whereas Italy's Valentino Perillo, who was under a lot of rage and controversy with social media, opted to compete without the help of a guide runner. T13 category, on the other hand, is for the athlete with the lowest level of visual impairment and thus are not allowed to have or take a guide runner with themselves to the racetracks. Similarly, it follows for the field athletes as well. There are categories from F11 to F13. From F11 to F13 are the field para athletes who are categorized in the same way as the track athletes with respect to vision impairment. This was just about athletics. In the similar way, all these are categorized in different sports, from badminton to shooting. Shooting does not have particularly the blindness issue, but from racket sport to the track and field events. Every event is categorized in the very same way. Thank you so much for joining our live. If you liked our live, please like, subscribe, and share. And for more such content, please keep following the page.